This is a scary, and I mean a very, very scary possibility, because the delivery weapon of choice, or delivery system of choice, for a bad guy in this case, it's not going to be a missile, it's going to be a Ford F-150 pickup truck. And the way you would smuggle such a device into America is very simple. You bring it through the port of Miami wrapped in cocaine.
Imagine seeing the pickup truck you sold to a Texas dealer show up overseas being driven by ISIS. A plumber from Texas suing after selling his truck only to have it, along with his logo and his phone number, end up in the hands of terrorists. Here's ABC's David Wright.
A plumber's truck is his billboard. So what happens when that billboard turns up on the front lines of a war zone?
My secretary called me and said, "You can't believe this."
Mark Oberholzer of Texas City, Texas, was out deer hunting a year ago when he got the call from the office that ISIS fighters in Syria were tweeting out shots of his black Ford F-250, now sporting a serious new gun rack.
I was shocked.
Oberholzer says when he sold the truck in November of 2013, the dealer told him they'd remove the decal so as not to risk scratching the paint. But evidently, they never did. According to Carfax, the vehicle was auctioned off a month later in Houston. From there, it went all the way to Mersin, Turkey, before ending up in Aleppo, Syria. Those photos turned up on his Yelp page. The plumber says he got death threats and suffered a serious loss of business. He's suing the dealer.
For suing for $1 million, I believe I've lost that much work.
The dealer blames the auction house, noting it's unfortunate that the customer had to go through this. David Wright, ABC
Wild
News.
Story of the Texas plumber whose company truck, with its logo and phone number still on it, somehow ended up in the hands of ISIS fighters and in a propaganda video. He is now suing the dealer that resold the car, and ABC's David Wright is here with that story. Good morning, David.
Good morning, Robin. You know, they say there's no such thing as bad publicity. Well, let me tell you about this plumber. He's had free advertising worldwide of the worst sort. His pickup truck ending up on the front lines of Syria, featured prominently in ISIS propaganda. So he's now filing suit. The black Ford F-250 still has his logo, but the dudes who now drive it clearly aren't interested in fixing any leaks.
My secretary called me and said, "You can't believe this."
That's his old truck, now 7,000 miles away from Texas City, Texas, with quite the gun rack in back. There it is in action. ISIS militants firing the anti-aircraft gun, the logo, and the company phone number, as clear as the intentions of those ISIS militants in the ski masks.